Hello, everyone. Well, I tell you what, I have been racking my brain all morning and trying to find the inspiration of the day, and I have filmed 4 different videos at this point. In one of them, it included me dropping and breaking my iPad. So this this talk is coming from a place of certainly not just a little bit of struggle, but really wanting to share something beautiful and share something meaningful. I've chosen one of the first things that Swami Vivekananda had to say to us as Americans, to the West. In 1893, he came to the Parliament of Religions in Chicago, and in his first address to us, his first words, which I always think indicates maybe something that's one of the most important things for us to hear. And this is just a portion of that first lecture. He said, "The present convention," meaning the Parliament of Religions, "which is one of the most august assemblies ever held, is in itself a vindication, a declaration to the world of the wonderful doctrine preached in the Gita. Whosoever comes to me, through whatsoever form I reach him. All people are struggling through paths which in the end lead to me. Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant fanaticism have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would have been far more advanced than it is now. But their time is come, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword, with the pen, and with the uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal." I tell you, is that not so true, especially in the last few years in this world? Have we not seen that? And it comes down to individuals, it comes down to me, and it comes down to you and our attitudes toward each other. If we harbor any of those feelings toward each other, judgments, anger, jealousy, envy, strife, deceit, all of these things, that is the world that comes from that. It's not like the world out there is something different than what we are. We, as a collective together, are creating the world, are creating the environment that we live in. The struggle is real and the struggle is meaningful. And it takes a lot of focused, concentrated work. None of us has attained that. You know, none of us, all of us are beautiful in the role that we play, there's no doubt. But none of us are the ideal. And that is the pursuit of our spiritual practice. That is the pursuit of love, the pursuit of truth, the pursuit of understanding. You know, in the second chapter of the Gita, it talks about what kind of person reflects that. That if we become that kind of person, then the world will be the kind of world that all of us desperately want it to be. That's a person without desire, a person of contentment, a person who is full in the moment, who needs nothing, a person who doesn't get affected by conditions. He's not in good moods and bad moods. Good things don't make him happy as bad things don't make him sad. Why? Because there's a deeper understanding, a deeper knowing, a deeper root to what they are, to who they know themselves to be. There is in you a wonderful current of bliss. They call it bliss because it's not joy. Joy needs maintenance. Joy is an excitement. Joy is an activity. But bliss is a being. Your nature is tranquility, this wonderful bliss of being, where anything can be seen in wonder and love. I spend so much time talking and thinking about those things, but it's time for us to work hard to make them real, for us to really become aware of our actions, become aware of how what we think and what we do affects the world at large around us. To wake up in our mornings and to see every day, like the Peace Pilgrim said, as an opportunity to serve, an opportunity to give, for us to be aware of our moods, and to stop the ones that are negative and the ones that are critical and the ones that are mean and the ones that are breaking down and pulling things down. It's time for us to not criticize constantly what's going on, but to be solution oriented, to be positive and optimistic about things, to believe in each other, to encourage each other, to hope in each other. From 1 Corinthians 13, those first 8 verses in that chapter defining love. Love always hopes. Love always believes. Love never fails. These are the qualities. These are the parts of self that have to be let out, that have to be set free in each one of us. Through our prayer, if prayer is the way you're going to do it. Through practice of action, if that's the way you're going to be doing it. Through sitting and contemplating your nature and the nature of what's going on, if that's the way you're going to do it. However you're going to do it, you've got to jump and get going on that so that this world can manifest that love which is evident in all things. We've all got to come back to those 3 most important things. I share them all the time. From my studies of many of the world's scriptures, I've collected these 3 things. The first one, and they're not in the order of importance, I just have to name because I'm in time-space causation, one has to come before the other. But the first is sincerity and earnestness. We have to be sincere and earnest in our practice, in our desire to know and reflect love perfectly. You know, you're sincere and earnest in something if it's what you're doing when nobody's looking, if it's what you're doing when you have nothing else to do. Those are the things that we're sincere and earnest in. So be sincere and earnest. Sri Ramakrishna says that, you know, if you are sincerely trying to get to the grocery store, you don't have to know where it is. You just go out the door and you start asking and you start sincerely trying to get there and you will get there. You know, he says God himself or herself takes charge of a person who is sincere and earnest. The second one is truth. Now, truth is not a known fact or a statement of the way things are. Truth is an integrity. It's an inner alignment between what you think, what you say, and what you do. Those 3 things have to be the same in us as human beings for there to be any spiritual growth at all. If those 3 things are not in alignment, you're a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. We're falling short. You know, some of the indications of when that truth is not exactly in alignment is secrecy. You know, when we can't let people see what we really are. We've got an area of our life that we hide from others. You know, pretentiousness, when we're putting on airs, when we have an ideal of what we want people to think of us, and yet it's not really in line with what we are or what we're being. So we have to come to that second one, to that sense of truth. Make sure that what you say, that what you think, and that what you do are consistent with one another. And the last one, of course, is from all of the world's religions and all of the world's humanitarianism. I mean, it's love. It's that perfect unselfishness. It's putting others before ourselves, not running around, you know, carrying guns and toting about our rights to, you know, whatever, this, that, and the other. A person filled with love is worried about other people's rights, but not their own. A person filled with love are concerned about other people's well-being and will expend their own toward that end. That pure love, that is what we're looking for. So today, make it the first of many where we create this new vision, this new world. It was the seed of every religion. It was the seed of every great knower of truth. And look what we've done to those things, how they fight and, you know, running around. Oh my goodness, the things that we've done in the name of love are just horrible to this day. Look what the word religion means to most people, you know. It's such a tragedy that which should be reflecting the highest in each one of us, that which should be inspiring the highest in each one of us, that which should be showing the way to brotherhood and sisterhood, which should be laying down itself for the peace of the world, has been the very cause of our deepest mistakes, the very expression of our deepest hatreds. Really and truly, is it not enough? Is it not enough? So, let's hear the words of all of these great souls. Let's hear the words of our own soul, that quiet inner light that inspires all of our poetry, all of our books, all of our movies, stories of love, stories of valor, stories of greatness, you know, by giving, by serving, by caring, by being that highest ideal.